It's Trial Tuesday. Topic is school funding and equal representation. This is a topic that hits home with a lot of folks in the Low Country, kids and parents. Attorney David Ayler is joining us. We're talking about Stono Park Elementary School?
Correct, here locally in the Charleston area. Obviously, the way that this funding works is there's going to be certain amounts that are brought in, and then they try to determine within the district which schools are at the most need, and then what they end up doing, whether that be just dissolving the school, splitting it up in different other schools, or maybe renovating it, or actually doing a rebuild. And a rebuild is what Stono was hoping for.
Rebuild instead of a renovation.
Correct.
Rebuild is basically completely from scratch, from bottom going up. Renovation is basically keeping the same structure. You're representing or are the spokesperson for a number of parents with Stono Elementary School?
Right, and basically it's a group of parents, and it's probably going to be more as things go forward, that are really just concerned due to the fact that at this point, while the funding is there, Stono has not began the process to get what they would like as a rebuild. They're talking about a 66-year-old school here. There's been a couple of other schools that have already gotten rebuilds that were actually higher on the list than Stono. So for the parents, it's, hey, we just want what everyone else is getting. We want it all to be equal. Our numbers are lower because people are choosing to go to other schools because of the conditions of the school.
Yeah. What are the roadblocks?
The roadblocks is always going to be politics, right?
Sure, yeah.
So you have a number of different issues. There are some budget restraints, but the money could be put into a fund that would go directly to the school. There's a number of different ways. We just talked about this last workshop that the money is going to be split. But at this point, they're at least holding off and not making a final decision. But it's something that's going to have to be done one way or the other here really soon.
If we get where they do get the money funding, is the new building going to be on the same property, or is it going to be a different property? Because that's a pretty good sized piece of property in West Ashland.
Right. No, it'd still be on the same property, and they feel like that there's enough room, plenty of room to take off the trailers and you know, make the building a little bigger than it already is, of course, too. And then that all hopefully also brings students back. You know, that's one of the main concerns, is the fact that the numbers of enrollment are down. But again, that really relates back to the conditions of the building. Parents are not comfortable in that situation, so they're sending their children elsewhere. We think that if it was changed and the building did come back in a different form, you'd have a lot of people coming back to the community.
That's been a very popular school for decades, for a number of years. But you feel the main reason why the students are leaving that area is parents are pulling them out because of the condition of the school. What if the teachers, and I'm sure this is the case, the teachers and the principal, these are excellent teachers. These are educated individuals. This is a great principal that's there. Isn't the old saying, a school doesn't make the student, but it's the teachers and the students and the parents of those teachers that make the school?
I think that's absolutely true, but you also have to look at what resources you have. You know, the differences in quality of the schools compared to the new build than something that's over 6 decades old.
Yeah. The new building, hopefully coming up soon. If things go according to plan, your plan, the plan of the teacher, of the parents that you're representing, when could they see new construction take off and something be finished?
They could see it start within several months. They've obviously got to determine what they're going to do and which part of the money is going to be used. If there's going to be other projects within the district, they're going to be put on the back burner or stopped until then. But it wouldn't really take too much longer than what you'd look at now, because they just come up with the plans as far as how they're either going to do the rebuild and have a whole new school, or if they have to do the reconstruction. Again, the parents that are very concerned want it to actually be a rebuild, not a reconstruction.
Do they already have contractors that are in place that can do the construction?
All that's going to come through the district as far as how they're doing the bidding and everything else. So that's going to flow just like it would in any other school project. They just got to get the money allotted, determine that that's what's going to do, and that's what goes through the board, and then finally get started.
And that's a whole nother ball game there, too.
There you go, all the way over again. Thanks for having me.
Always good to have you with us on Tuesday. We're back in just a moment with more Low Country Live. Stay with us.